Good morning, gardening friends. Time for a midweek, actually almost end of the week update. So in a couple of days I'll be doing this again. But it's Friday. I wanted to get out here and give you a bit of an update because ultimately we've got some real heat coming. We're looking at like 95 today, 109 tomorrow, 112 on Sunday. So I wanted to get out and water my plants, but I also I'm getting tired of looking at how messy some of this all looks, so I've been cleaning up. You can kind of see some of the weeds are pulled, not all of them. I didn't go for a full-blown let's get all the weeds kind of thing because then it's going to get too hot and I'm not going to finish the original objective. But this whole area is looking a lot nicer now. Weeds pulled. There was a weed kind of in that little hole back there. At least a volunteer, if you will, a plant that we didn't intentionally plant, I don't think. And it looked like it's going to be a nice flowering plant, so I moved it up there, kind of between the two whirlybirds there. It's looking worse for wear right now. I'm going to splash some water on it. If it dies, it dies. I mean, I didn't put any effort into it except to actually move it up there for now. So we'll just see if that turns into something or not. Down below, I gotta say the nasturtium is doing nicely. I got more than just the two orange ones. I've got one more right here, so that should be another color. I thought about moving them into the sort of the main garden in the back, but I decided against it with the heat coming. I just don't want to change too many things, so I'm ultimately going to get some water and some fertilizer and get things going with these. Make sure everything has a good splash of water. Here's the, I forget what it's called now, plumeria. And it is doing really nicely. I'm really happy with that. I mean, this was almost a throwaway. I mean, I tried it. It didn't seem like it was working, and then I just kind of forgot about it. Next thing I know, there's little sprouts a couple of weeks ago, and now I got leaves, and it seems to be growing nicely. And after this heat is over, I'm going to figure out cutting that planter from around it. I mean, that's just a Costco mixed nuts container with holes cut in the bottom so it'll drain. And so anyway, I'm going to do that. Over here, we've got a couple of little developments. I have moved the Swiss chard. I've flipped it around 180 degrees so it's kind of facing the sun here. I'm probably going to harvest a bunch of this before the weekend. There is one nice big cucumber in my cucumber plant, but it's all turning yellow, so I got to make sure that gets a really good drink of water and some fertilizer. It's just the all-purpose plant food that I use. Over here, the beans, I was looking at all the ants that were crawling up this thing and it was making me crazy, so thankfully there's not too much right now. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that even in HD. Maybe a little bit more up there might be a little bit more clear. Oops, sorry about the finger there. Honestly, the camera lens on this thing's just a little close to the edge. But what I did was I pulled out my sprayer, which is just a general garden sprayer, but I can adjust it to a fine stream, and I blasted most of the ants off. You can see there's a bunch of them right up under this leaf here. I blasted a bunch of them off, and then I hit them with the all-purpose plant food, hoping that that would help get rid of them. And then yesterday I came out with the insecticidal soap and hit the sort of right half of the plant. So we'll see how that turns out. And so that brings us back here where I've moved the two smaller planters that I put the cherry pick peppers, which is also what that plant is there, and you can see I got a bunch of peppers on it. Honestly, yesterday I hadn't watered it and it was all wilting and looking horrible, but I gave it a good splash of water. It's bouncing back. It looks like I've got one Roma tomato trying to turn way early. Not sure what to, there's another one turning way early. Did I get that in the frame? I can't tell if I've got that in frame. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that one. So, pulled weeds out of this the other day. So that's the Roma. Here is the big tomato. I have harvested the last of the big ones that was on there, so now it's time for it to develop some new growth. We've got the, oh, what is this? This is the Nikita, pepper. I'm trying to, Nikita hybrid, I believe is what it was. It basically, I got one off of it, and honestly, it tasted very much like a regular bell pepper, a little bit different. I'm not a huge fan of bell peppers, but the other peppers I've been enjoying. So that's this one. I've been picking the heads off of the basil and sticking them back in the tomato planter there. And I got a couple of little basil plants growing in there now. Here we've got the Marconi, giant Marconi, and I've got peppers all over this plant, so I'm really happy with that. We got another basil back there, and it's starting to turn kind of yellow. These all basically need water and fertilizer, and I'm going to give them a really good drink. And that, I think, is it for this update. A longer than usual midweek update, but I kind of wanted to give you an idea. And what I'll also do is I will follow this up by trying to take some pictures this weekend and just finish the video with that so you can see what it all looks like. So for now, this is the Budget Gardener signing off saying, may your thumb be green.